Sequel to Lucid Dreams for the Lazy published. Near-death experiences are more vivid than ordinary memories. Lucid dreams break political boundaries. And other news. Welcome to Face Today. This is the first news media about lucid dreams, sleep paralysis, and other phase states. Are you ready? Sequel to Lucid Dreams for Lazy published. 100 years ago, Sylvain Muldoon published The Projection of the Astral Body, which he had written based on just a couple of dozen experiments of the phased astral state. In the pre-internet era, phase states were rare to come by even for those actively curious about the phenomenon. Nowadays, techniques have become so effective and widely known that successful phase inductions are no longer surprising. In early November 2020, an online course by Michael Radiga took place, where 772 phases were registered over 12 nights. The course contained many interesting experiments, and it was decided to collect the most valuable of them, under the supervision care of Vander, and a book Lucid Dreams for the Lazy 2. The first installment, Lucid Dreams for the Lazy, was published 10 years ago, and was reprinted many times by the Vest Publishing House. The first book was based on just one forum thread, where people shared their very first successes. The sequel, on the other hand, is based on an entire online course that resulted in hundreds of phase experiences. First and foremost, the book is a practical guide addressed for beginners who can read it before going to bed and subsequently try to make their first steps into lucid dreaming by relying on other people's successful experiences and mistakes. Michael Radiga, Phase Research Center founder, comments, "The first goal of these books is to show that there has never been anything fantastic or magical about this phenomenon. Just one forum thread or one course can reveal hundreds and thousands of phase experiences. The second and primary goal is practical, to increase the likelihood of going into a phase state during the night. All you have to do is read these books before bed, especially since they are free. By doing so, you subconsciously prime your brain for lucid dreaming and get the right motivation at the right time, before falling asleep." What was your very first experience of diving into a phase state like? Share it with us in the comments. Near-death experiences are more vivid than ordinary memories. Memories of near-death experiences are often presented as more real than memories of other real or imagined events, scientists led by Helena Casal from the University of Liege, Belgium, have concluded. 25 participants who had near-death experiences as a result of direct threats to their lives took part in the survey and completed questionnaires. The responses regarding their NDE were used to analyze memory characteristics and assess event certainty scores, with autobiographical memories serving as controls. For comparison, scientists also asked respondents to rate memories of when they had learned about a shocking public event, for example, the September 11 attacks, Princess Diana's death, and others. These memories, known as flashbulb memories, are also of very vivid and emotional events. It was found that memories of near-death experiences included much more detail and episodic information than either autobiographical memories or flashbulb memories. Moreover, such memories were imprinted as a key event over the course of the respondent's subsequent life. According to scientists, this is due to the uniqueness of such memories, and that they are generated by an unforgettable sensory experience. In your opinion, what memories are the most vivid and realistic? The study was published in May 2020 in the Frontiers in Psychology magazine. Are lucid dreams dangerous for the brain? With its increasing popularity among practitioners, the phenomenon of lucid dreaming is also finding itself under growing criticism on the part of researchers. Some scientists go so far as to condemn the use of control in dreams and its ramifications on our consciousness. In July 2020, an article was published by Caroline Horton from the Bishop Grosseteste University, England, in which the author calls for caution in exercising control over your dreams. Horton explains that consciousness in lucid dreams includes, in addition to memory, the processes of reality monitoring, mechanisms that are absent in ordinary dreams and change the principles of cognition familiar to us. According to the scientist, the awakening of consciousness in lucid dreams, that is upon entering the phase state, interrupts normal dream protocol, which is very important for the working processes of memory and the regulation of emotions. These processes can be obstructed during dream management. Self-awareness also leads to awakenings and disruption in the structure and psychological procedures of sleep. While lucid dreaming certainly has therapeutic benefits, for example in treating nightmares or post-traumatic stress disorder, one has to exercise caution when using such practices in everyday life, the author adds. Michael Radoga from the FACE Research Center comments, "From the point of view of possible sleep disruptions, one has no choice but agree with these studies. Therefore, it should be remembered that only healthy sleep guarantees successful phase practice. However, fears of dream control leading to dysfunction in normal sleep processes are irrelevant. Most likely, Caroline Horton is not a practitioner and simply does not know that even experienced practitioners allot but a tiny percentage of their sleep time to the phase experience." The study was published in July 2020 in the journal Frontiers in Human Neuroscience. Lucid dreaming treats insomnia. Insomnia is a sleep disorder wherein a person has difficulties falling asleep several nights a week. People with insomnia often wake up during night, and their dreams are more likely to contain negative emotional content than the average healthy person. Scientists believe this could be directly correlated to a person's mood before and after going to sleep. In a pilot study published in March 2020, the journal Behavioral Sleep Medicine Jason G. Ellis examined how lucid dreaming affects insomnia and mood symptoms, as well as the accompanying anxiety and depression associated with insomnia. The experiment involved 48 people suffering from insomnia, who had no previous experience of lucid dreaming. Before the study, the participants completed a questionnaire evaluating their symptoms and level of depression. They were then taught lucid dreaming techniques over the course of 2 weeks, which they later continued to practice at home for a month. The results of the experiment show that during this time, 37 out of 48 participants experienced at least one phase state experience, with 25 of them no longer experiencing symptoms of insomnia. Anxiety and depression were likewise reduced. In the 11 participants who failed to enter the phase, symptoms remained the same. Thus, the scientists' hypothesis that people can reduce the negative content of their dreams with the help of lucid dreaming, thereby improving their symptoms during wakefulness, was confirmed. Do you sleep better or worse since you've started phase practice? Share your thoughts in the comments. Sleep paralysis is still considered a spiritual punishment in Turkey. Recently we talked about how culture and mythology influence the perception of sleep paralysis in different countries, often leading to interruptions of the phenomenon as a demonic presence. In March 2020, another study was published on the topic, in which scientists led by Balan Jalal from the University of Cambridge in England attitudes towards sleep paralysis in Turkey. The study involved 59 college students in Istanbul who had experienced sleep paralysis at least once in their lives. When asked about the nature of this phenomenon, the overwhelming majority of students, 88%, answered that it was an attack of Karabasan, a spiritual being mentioned in the Turkish folk tradition. In Turkish, Kara means black, and Basan means to crush, suppress. 37% of respondents also reported using various religious methods to fight off the demon, such as dua, supplication to God, reading the Quran, and wearing the musk talisman, on which verses from the Quran are written. As you can see, even the educated part of the Turkish population still adheres to supernatural explanations to this phenomenon. Scientists believe that the fear of spiritual punishment may be critical to the experience of sleep paralysis. Thus, instead of necessary relaxation, intense fear leads to a panic reaction, with the sleeper trying to move unsuccessfully. Especially impressionable sufferers may even begin to choke with horror, prolonging and aggravating the paralysis. What do you do when you experience sleep paralysis? Write to us in the comments. The article was published in March 2020 in the journal Transcultural Psychiatry. Lucid dreams break political boundaries. The wave of anti-immigrant sentiment in the UK pushed the British artist Potent Whisper to create the project Lucid Lovers. This is an audio novel about a couple torn apart while trying to escape from Sudan to England. To meet again, the lovers transcended political boundaries through the metaphysical world of lucid dreams. The artist himself admits that he experienced lucid dreams after the loss of his grandmother last year, which was the event that pushed him towards studying and practicing phase induction techniques. As part of the project, the rapper began teaching lucid dreaming techniques to homeless people, as well as underage refugees from the Middle East. According to Potent Whisper, lucid dreaming can bring freedom to the most oppressed groups of the population. During the COVID-19 lockdowns, we have all been faced with what it means to lose freedom of movement. However, for some people, for example, disabled people or refugees, this is the constant reality of their lives, the author reflects. The main role in Lucid Lovers is played by Mustafa Hagali, leader of a group against state violence and political oppression in Sudan. The topic of transcending boundaries with lucid dreaming practices seems to be gaining traction. How else do you think lucid dreams will free us in the future? As you can see, our topic is actively developing. In order not to miss new discoveries, right now subscribe to our channel and follow us on social media, where we publish news daily. All links are in the description. See you next week.